So let's deal with this topic, the danger of offense, meaning being easily offended. And so many people deal with this spirit on a day-to-day basis, and this is the one of the most dangerous places to be in your life. This is the place that Satan, have a foothold in your life and use it against you, because in this moment when you're easily offended, then that means nobody can pour into your life. And since we talk about this elevation and and talking about evolving in life, how can we evolve if we have a lid, if we have a lid on us where can't nobody pour into us? And a lot of times we only want people to pour into us things that make us feel good. But there are some things in life that God is going to point out in your life that's not going to make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when you are easily offended, we hide behind this slogan of don't judge me, or we hide behind this thing of calling someone judgmental. So we're also dealing with another thing called rejection. Some people don't take rejection well. So there is no disagreeing with them. There is no saying anything opposite of what they, think or feel. And like I say, this is one of the most dangerous places to be, because if you're trying to evolve and expand, then there is no way to do that without someone pouring into you, or even if it's God showing you and revealing things about yourself. So let me give y'all, a quick little story. When I first started, my brand, I was at a tire shop. And I was sitting next to this guy. He was working on his laptop, and he looked like he was doing some like designs or whatever for a business. So I talked to him. I say, hey, do you, do some type of graphic work or something like that? He was like, yeah, I do designs for different companies, whenever they're coming out with a new business or changing their, logo look. So I had told him, I was like, well, hey, I'm just now starting a brand, and, I got a few things that I've been working on myself. So I had showed him some of my work. And so when he looked at it, he was like, this is yours? And I was like, yeah. He was like, this look good. He was like, this is great. And one of the designs that he saw, he liked, the most. So when he saw it, he was like, I really like this design. But he was like, but this part right here, I would kind of change the position of it, because it looked like you kind of got it lined up, just precise, exact like that. So, I took a moment. I looked at what he was talking about. So he was like, well, let me pull it up on my laptop and we'll do it together. So he pulled it up and, created my design on his laptop. And then when he showed me what he was talking about, when I looked at it, I was like, oh, that do look better. So really all he did was add to me and enhance that. But see, somebody else would have took that as being offended, because a lot of times people, when we create stuff, we don't want nobody trying to critique our work. You know what I'm saying? We don't ever give it room, to flourish. But because I, was open to it, I gained. So when he was mentioning how it was, lined up looking like, just this or whatever, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Because me, in my personal life, I'm one of those people who's punctual. I'm just, everything's lined up. My book collection here, my toothbrushes over here, they might be in color, my bed is made up. This is that. My remote controls is like this. So anybody that know me personally, oh my God, I'm just that, punctual when it comes to stuff like that. Just like paying my bills, I'm ahead of time. Now, that it is all right to be that way. But see, when he told me that about the design, I knew it. So that taught me something about me. I said, when it comes to my fashion, this is how I evolved when it came to my brand. I was like, with my fashion, I don't have to be just so punctual. I can freestyle it. I can be random, use different colors, different patterns. So it made me better at creating. Just him showing me one little thing told me so much about myself and how to maneuver in this department. Come on. And this is why I'm telling y'all, when we deal with a spirit of offense, always being easily offended. See, like I said, Satan will use that against us, because why? It stunts your growth. And when he knows that you're easily offended, he knows one thing that matters to him the most. When you have a lid on yourself, he knows that you will not receive truth in the light. And that is one thing God is about, revealing things, the truth in the light. And as long as you're in a place of always being easily offended, he know that you will never receive truth. He know that you will never receive light. He know that he can continue to stunt your growth. You see what I'm saying? See, you might be a good person, but if you know what I'm saying? Like TD Jakes used to say, you can be smart and you can get inside of a room because you're smart. But if you don't have a good character, it's not going to keep you inside that room. Don't matter how smart you are. You got to be open to expansion, to evolve. Not only when it makes you feel good, but things that don't make you feel good about yourself, you know? And like I said, nowadays we call everything judgmental. We say everybody judging somebody. That is the most, at this point, that slogan is being used so much that it's so watered down and wrinkled at this point. It holds no true meaning and power behind it anymore, because that's how much people use it, because they can't handle the truth about themselves. You understand what I'm saying? That it's really, at this point, it's lame to even use it anymore. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to evolve in life? You know what I'm saying? That's something to really think about. Stop trying to hide behind that whole judgmental thing, because everybody's not being judgmental and everybody's not talking down on you. Like they used to say, your attitude will make you ugly. I used to hear that growing up, and that is very true. Your attitude will make you ugly. And at this point, you got to face the truth about yourself. I've met people right now that tell me they're dealing with their, spirit of being easily offended, and they don't want to be there anymore. And at this point, if you're somebody who's one of those people where can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't nobody critique anything. And if you don't like the word of constructive criticism, then use the word enhance. You know what I'm saying? That's the word I use. It sounds a little more soft and friendly. So with this guy that I met, he was enhancing what I already have. You see what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. You see what I mean? That's how you have to look at it, that someone is trying to complement what you have or enhance it. And that is good. That is for your good. You see what I mean? That's how you have to think of you. Everything in life, you got to think that it's all for your gain and not to take from you. And that's what the devil wants you to have, that mind of being easily offended. He stunts your growth. He keeps you locked into this box. That's his whole thing, is to keep people hindered. And our attitudes will keep you hindered more than anything in this world. You know what I mean? This is something that I had to go through, when I was younger. And let's just say somebody come along to try to enhance something in your life, and you don't like their ideal or whatever it is that they say. Be open to listen to it. You don't have to really apply it, but hey, have a friendly attitude, and just hear it. Oh, okay then. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. But a lot of times when you meet people and they keep saying the same thing about you, it's true. If you keep blowing off the handle, you have a terrible attitude. You always, being negative. Even people, listen, if a lot of people say it, then sometimes it may be something that you want to check on. You know what I mean? So I had to go through this same thing in my life growing up as well. And, you think everybody trying to attack you. Everybody's not attacking you. Somebody is trying to point out something in your life so that you can be better later. That's all it is to it. You're only gaining from this. So if you deal with a spirit of offense, that is something that you want to get up off you fast, because it will stunt your growth in life. It will. And so this is my closing point. It is better to be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because when somebody come along and tell you something about you, that way you're not easily offended, because you already know it about yourself. Whether it's something that you know about yourself and you're going to change it, or it's something that you know about yourself that you're okay with and you're going to keep it the same. That's why it's good to be truthful with you. You know what I mean? And a lot of times where we go wrong as people is when we're not honest with ourselves. And so when people keep telling us certain things about ourselves, we feel attacked. But sometimes just step away and evaluate yourself. We are so good at evaluating other people, but it's time to evaluate me. That's what you got to go to. That's where you got to be in life. Be real with you. So therefore you're not offended when somebody says something. You already know how you are.